I'm Dawn.
I'm Gary.
And we are the Disney Grownups. So, welcome to questions and answers part 2. All these... Gary's got the giggles this afternoon, just ignore him. Of all the questions that we had, we didn't quite get round to finishing them all last time, so we are going to carry on with them for you this time. So it's going to be a glasses on and off time again. Just to say that we are recording this on the day that we should, at this very point in time, whilst we are speaking to you now, while we're recording, we should actually be over the Atlantic Ocean now.
Yeah, what's the time?
Yeah, we would be. I worked it out.
Yeah, fair way over.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I ain't too chuffed about that.
No, we're trying not to think about it. We're trying to stay positive. And as some of you may know, who follow us on Twitter and Instagram, I'm going to put up a photograph every day of a Disney memory to try and be positive, so we can remember all the good times we've had and try not to wallow in the fact that we're not there at the moment. And just think how much sweeter it's going to be once we can go back. So, makes you appreciate things more. I think that's the thing. Makes you appreciate it.
I'd have appreciated it today.
Yeah. Well, we would have appreciated it, but you know what I'm saying. So anyway, I'm going to crack on with these questions. I'm not quite sure when this vlog's going to go out, because it always takes me a while to edit and do and everything. But just so you know, in homage to Walt Disney World, I've decided to wear my Spirit jersey today for Walt Disney World. And Gary's wearing his Pirates of the Caribbean t-shirt that he got on the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, which he got for free when we were out there last year. And I don't know if any of you have seen that. If you haven't, I will put a link to it down below. That was first or second day we were there, and Gary had a little mishap and he got this t-shirt for nothing. So there you go. I'll put the link down below. So the first question is from Aventures by Mouse, and apparently they're glad to know that they're not the only one having to be the designated snack police. So, the question is, who are your favourite Disney characters? Very, very hard to choose because there are so many and they're all really brilliant and they're all cute in their own way. I've put Pluto because I love dogs. Also put Remy because I think Remy's got great big cute eyes and sort of looks like very cute. Eeyore because it reminds me of Gary.
Well, because he's got a grey t-shirt.
Yeah, something like that, yeah. And Stitch because he's always fun, although Gary doesn't like Stitch and I don't know why.
No, I don't like them, I don't know. I think they just remind me of Gremlins.
But Gremlins are nice as well.
But not if they get wet.
Well, yeah, no, but that's another franchise.
Whatever.
Go on, what did you put?
Well, yeah, again, it's difficult to choose. So I've gone for, obviously, Mickey Mouse.
Oh, obviously.
Obviously. But I suppose the other two that tend to float the boat, as it were, is Jafar. I like Jafar. I just think he's, I don't know, I just love that dismissiveness look on his face all the time.
Yeah,
the way he just
dismiss me.
elegantly glides around and
unlike you,
totally unfazed. And Jiminy Cricket.
Oh yeah, I love Jiminy.
He's quite cute.
And he says, "Let your conscience be your guide,"
yeah. And
you always should. So thank you for those questions. Right, Emma and John, you're welcome. So,
you're welcome.
We want to know your favourite Disney restaurant. Now we did sort of touch on this in a way in our first vlog, but I think we only mentioned Walt Disney World. I think we were asked our top 10, and I think it was favourite restaurant. So I'm going to say for Walt Disney World and Disneyland Paris because they haven't specified. So my favourite, and it's really hard, we said last time we quite liked Crystal Palace because of all the memories and that sort of thing. I think other than that, I maybe would go for Garden Grill because the food there, we've had breakfast there, we've had lunch and dinner there, and the food there is always amazing and the character interactions are always really good. So for Walt Disney World, my one would be Garden Grill. And for Disneyland Paris, my top one would be Aventures. and that's because they have the most amazing buffet in there. I love seafood, and there's a really big spread of seafood, the character. Of course you can. It's never that
if
busy.
You get at it. Well,
Right, no, that's because Gary has.
What was that thing? Was it
a lobster claw?
Lobster claw. Yeah, it looks quite impressive, but I couldn't actually get.
Yeah, it was a bit embarrassing.
Couldn't get into it.
By the end of it, I just said, just leave it. Yeah,
I just sucked the meat that was poking out at the end of it, and then just.
But they have a really impressive.
Just gave it a miss. I thought if I attack this thing, it's just going to go everywhere.
Yeah. It was a really impressive seafood buffet, as well as all the other food they have and everything. Yeah. It's really nice in there, and you get the most amazing character interactions there. It's not a cheap restaurant by any means, but also you can look out overlooking the park, which is lovely. We had our daughter's 21st birthday there, which was really good. So yeah, I think Inventions for me. And you?
I went for. It's difficult, really, but you know, I actually put the Crystal Palace down.
What again?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what about Disneyland Paris?
Yeah, Crystal Palace for obvious reasons.
Excuse me while I grab a drink.
Massive choice of food and as much as you want.
Oh.
So yeah, I do like that one. I mean, yeah, that one. What you've just said is really good as well. But I think I've given it a choice. I probably would go for that one because that's definitely.
What about Disneyland Paris?
Definitely value for money. Disneyland Paris. I went for Captain Jack's.
You would do that. Anything to do with Pirates of the Caribbean.
Well, it's not just that. It's just I do like fish, and you get some. We've had some nice fish in there, and it's fish.
Do you like my new mug?
Yeah, it's called Gary.
No, I think I'm the only mug in this relationship. There you go. That's cute, isn't it?
But yeah, Captain Jack's. Yeah, amazing. Well, I mean, you're basically having dinner or whatever meal you have in the ride itself. So yeah, fantastic theming and really nice food. So yeah.
Next question that Emma and John asked was, what is the #1 thing you must do on every Disney trip? What did you put? I bet I know what it is at Disneyland Paris. Go on, say it and I'll see if I'm right.
Yeah, Disneyland Paris, I always make a beeline for, what's it called? What's the actual place called?
I don't know, because I don't know what your answer is, but I think I'm guessing. Market House Deli?
Yeah, Market House Deli.
Oh, yeah.
For a nice hot croque monsieur.
Gary loves his croque monsieur.
Yeah, lovely.
Yeah. And what about Walt
Disney
World?
Crispy and cheesy. In Walt Disney World, I put the having a photograph taken with the pickup truck just inside the entrance of.
Oh yeah, you do, don't you?
Hollywood Studios. Been doing that for years.
It's not the. Yeah, I suppose the #1 thing doesn't mean the first thing, does it? It means the main thing you have to. Yeah. Oscars or something like that, it says on the side, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a recovery truck, and it's like a blue and white,
Hollywood.
Coloured. As you go in, it's just on the right hand side. Still there.
You used to have pictures taken with the girls with that when they were younger.
You might be able to insert a photo if you can find one. There should be plenty of them.
There's plenty of them. I might insert a photo.
Yeah, we used to do it with the girls when we first went there, and then now just do it.
Become like a tradition. Yeah.
On my own.
So mine, for both really, would be to have a photo in front of the castle, because you can't go to Disney and not have your picture done in front of the castle. So my #1 thing that must be done every time we go is a picture in front of the castle. And the other #1 thing that we actually always do as well, so it wouldn't necessarily be another #1, it'd be #2.
Do you have a #2 when you're there?
Oh, is we always buy a pin.
But you after been at Crystal Palace.
We always buy a pin when we're out there, don't we?
Yeah.
So we always make sure we bring a pin back from every trip, usually with a year on it. But
yeah, always do the year ones.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Right, the next thing that Emma and John asked are you watching Disney Plus? And if so, what are you watching? And if not, what are you watching? Yes, we do have Disney Plus. Yes, we are watching it. So we started off by watching Avatar, because Gary couldn't remember the whole film, and I think that's probably because he fell asleep during it.
And a long time ago,
because of Pandora and such like, we wanted to watch that, so we watched Avatar. We watched the Imagineering series, which I was blown away by that. I think it was brilliant. We've also watched Star Wars, because there was a few that we hadn't seen, more recent ones. So we're
Yeah.
now up to date on all of them. We've seen all of them now. And recently we started watching. I also watched a bit of Toy Story as well, because I do love a bit of Toy Story. But we've also started watching the Prop Culture, which is quite good, which is where the guy goes around and finds all the props.
Yeah.
So yeah, well, you managed to stay almost awake for that one, even though it's only on for about half an hour. But yeah,
it wasn't a matinee performance, was it? So it was an early evening one.
So yeah, that's sort of, and other than Disney Plus, Gary doesn't watch much, because as soon as he sits down to watch something, he falls asleep, regardless of when. So
yeah, let's get moving.
I've been watching New Amsterdam, quite like that, a hospital program based on a true story, kind of loosely. Manifest, love Manifest, watched all of that now, that's really good, but now it's left me hanging and I need to know what happens next. And I've just watched Little Fires Everywhere, which is quite good as well. So they're the things I've been watching. I tend to watch things on my iPad, and I tend to watch them in the evening with my earphones on once he's gone to bed or whatever. So yeah, what did you put? Well, we've been watching the same thing.
The
so
same thing, yeah. Imagineering and Avatar, to try and make the ride and everything make a little bit more sense.
So thanks Emma and John for that.
You're welcome.
Right, travels with V and Steve. So V and Steve have asked us, I have my glasses back on again, what's the first thing you'll do when you go back to DLP and WDW? First thing, probably cry is my answer to that. First thing I'll probably do is cry. I'll probably be very emotional. I think that first look at the castle will be, yeah, I think that's the first thing I will do. What's the first thing you're going to do?
I'll put Pirates of the Caribbean.
So I'm all like full of feeling. He's like, oh, but actually I'm surprised it's not food, so at least it's that's in both parks?
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
So I'll be crying in front of the castle, he'll be on the Pirates ride. Right, next question was, what Disney stuff have you done during lockdown? Anything to keep the magic going? I've been making Disney things. Obviously we've been watching lots of Disney stuff and obviously watching lots of YouTube. So that keeps the magic going a bit, because you kind of, we've been editing. I say I've been editing, Gary just watches over my shoulder. So obviously that keeps the magic going in that sense. I have been making some coasters out of Disney maps. I have made some little fishy plaques to send out to some of my friends and our Disney friends.
Fishy theme, not fishy smelling.
I've also, I don't know if it's up here, I've also been making some masks out of what I had left over of my Disney material. And I've also made some ears. Oh, actually, I've got the ears here. I made a quick pair of Chewbacca ears. During lockdown, what we've been doing is we've been having a Zoom every week with our friends Fiona and Scott from F&S Disney Adventures. I can never say that without bleh. And V and Steve from Travels with V and Steve, who've asked this question. We've been Zooming every week, and May the 4th, our Zoom, they decided that we all needed to wear Star Wars stuff, and I don't have a Star Wars t-shirt. Gary had a couple to choose from. Everyone had different Star Wars things, so I very quickly the night before made myself a pair of Chewbacca ears, so that at least I had those. So that's what I've been doing to keep the Disney magic going.
Yeah, similar.
Similar, except for not making anything.
Not making anything. I've been watching a few vlogs. I've been watching vlogs.
Yeah.
Just to try and trying to pick up on little snippets of what people have been putting out. Stuff gone by, and obviously some people have been putting out some recent stuff from Florida in Disney Springs.
Right, what is your favourite season at Disneyland Paris? We have been very fortunate that we have been virtually every season to Disneyland Paris. So we are fortunate in that sense, and I have to say that they are all good in their own way. We've done the Marvel, the Star Wars, we've done Pirates and Princesses. We've done virtually every season, really. So we've done springtime, yeah, Easter sort of stuff and everything. So yeah, I think I love Christmas. I don't like the cold, but I love Christmas, and I think that the parks are magical anyway, but I think there is something that extra special magical about having all the Christmas stuff up and it all being dark and twinkly, and yeah, so I love Christmas. I think we were supposed to be going out this year to the annual pass holders Halloween party, so we were looking forward to that, but I'm not sure that's going to happen now. But if not, next year.
The annual passes that haven't yet been used because of all this mess.
So yeah, we were deliberating, do we renew our annual passes for Disneyland Paris, because we knew we were going back to Walt Disney World in June. You know, we thought do
today.
Yes. Do we renew our annual passes, which ran out at the end of February, or do we kind of leave it until we get back? But because we would be renewing them, they'd sent us an email to say if you renew them, we will give you an extra 6 months for the price of 12. So we were like,
was it 16 months?
Or 16.
No, it's extra 4 months. Isn't it?
Extra 4 months, sorry, yeah.
16
months.
16
yeah,
for 12.
That's right, 16 months.
They've done before, actually.
Yeah. And we were like, oh, you know, is it worth it? Are we going to... And then we spoke to V and Steve and Fiona and Scott, and we'd all decided that we would go out in March and we'd all meet up out there and we'd have a fantastic time. So we thought, yeah, okay. And usually we've renewed our passes out there because we've normally planned it so we go out a week or two before they run out and we renew them when we're there. But we didn't have a plan to go out there at the end of February. We weren't going till March, so I went online. French isn't that great. I had to translate everything, managed to work it all out, got them all sorted. Gary came home from work and I went, yeah, guess what? I've renewed the passes. And he went, really? Were we going to do that? Wasn't sure if we should have done or not. And I said, well, yeah, because, you know, then we can book something to go away in March. And then everything happened. And, yeah, so we renewed our passes and we haven't even used them at all. And we literally renewed them about 2 weeks. About 2 weeks before everything started to kick off big time. So we're hoping they're going to extend them at least a bit, but we haven't actually heard anything yet. So, but yeah, so I've even forgotten, we've been chatting for so long, I've actually forgotten what the question was. What was the question? Oh dear. Right, what's the favourite season in Disneyland Paris? Mine's Christmas. Okay, Gary, over to you. We'll have a sip of drink.
Well, I put summer. Did I misread the question? Is that not really the right answer? That's what I thought. I've been thinking about this, thinking, I'm not sure that's what they meant, actually. I'm thinking, no, I like summer because that way you can do more. It's more relaxing. Opening hours are longer. It might not be the right answer, actually.
We'll go with it. We'll go with summer. Oh dear. Bless him.
I go there. I go there any time. I've been there when it's been frozen. I don't like it when it's raining, obviously. You can't
yeah. Or is that because the cold doesn't bother you anyway?
Well, yeah, it does a bit now. But,
yeah.
But yeah, no, I put summer simply because you can do more.
Oh dear. Right. Sorry, I'm crying with laughter now. What's the next one? Why do you stay off site at Disney World? Right. Why do we stay off site? Mainly because you get more for your money. We always have this deliberation of, do we pay more for our flight and upgrade so that Gary has a less stressful flight and we have a bit more home comfort, and then stay on site and have literally, because obviously most hotels you've got your room, and although they're big, it is a room as such, and I think in the end we decide that we prefer a home from home, don't we, really? So we like to have something that's more where we've got our fridge and our washing machine and tumble dryer, because Gary has to have a washing machine and tumble dryer when we go to Florida.
Because it's a bit sweaty out there.
Yeah, but I mean off-site is always cheaper.
You can't get 2 weeks out of a pair of pants out there, can you?
And we kind of, I know it means you don't get extra magic hours and so on, but we kind of work out what extra we can do with the money that we save by not staying on site. And we like to have that freedom to come and go and everything.
Yeah, I think it releases. Well, I looked at it. It releases up. Obviously, staying on site is quite expensive, and staying off site can be considerably cheaper, and it releases up a lot of cash for other things. And because we always drive out there, well, drive when we're there, don't drive there obviously. But when we're out, we've always got a car when we're there. So, and as most people do, we do lots of other things, don't we, outside the park. So it's always handy to have the car. So it'd be reasonably close, and you've got a car. It's like a no-brainer for us, really. It releases that extra cash for us to have that extra bit of freedom,
and we just like the extra space as well, don't we?
Money. I mean, it's a bit different. It's a bit different when we've been to Paris, because we don't drive there anymore. We always go by train, so the train stops right outside the park, and we've stayed on site quite a lot.
And there's not as much to do outside of Paris, other than going into Paris itself, which you get the
Paris
train.
Or Val d'Europe and things, we just jump on a train, which is like one stop, is it?
To Val d'Europe, yeah.
Just like, it's really easy to get to, so it's completely different.
And driving to Paris, into central Paris, is a nightmare because of parking, so it's easier to get the train anyway.
So, we tend not to do as much outside the park. Like I said, we have been in Paris a few times.
But we
go to Val d'Europe pretty much every time we're there, but it's nice being on site.
Yeah.
It's convenient, and we haven't got a car.
But obviously, Walt Disney World, I mean, we'd like to stay on site, but I think we like to have a bit more space, and we like to have, as I say, like Gary likes to have his washing machine and tumble dryer, we just like to be able to, if we wanted...
Well, it keeps the load down a bit as well, doesn't it? Really?
Well, if we wanted to cook and things like that, I mean, we don't when we're out there, we just, excuse me, eat out. But if we wanted to, we had, we have that there, and we've got the fridge, and I don't know, it's just a bit more home from home. So that's generally why we do that. So
it's more cost effective.
Tell us some of your favourite Disney memories. Oh gosh, favourite Disney memories. So many. Where do we start? Gosh, I think the first time we ever went and walking in with my parents, seeing my mum turn into a child again, and the girls be fascinated by everything. Going to the Osborne Christmas lights in what was MGM then, that was amazing. Not Disney, it's Gatorland, but being stuck up the top of one of the tall lookout bits in Gatorland when there was a massive storm, and then all the gators decided to come and be around the bottom with these two eyes looking up out the water.
Well, that is the wooden watchtower.
Yeah, that was fun.
Caught in a storm. They couldn't leave it because it was just moving all over the place.
Yeah. What else? I suppose Disney as well, with Disneyland Paris. Going there with my dad after we'd lost my mum and seeing him smile again, which was, good. Abigail having her 21st birthday there.
Yeah.
We had birthdays in Walt Disney World. New Year's Eve, I think. New Year's Eve. Sorry, once again, the camera's decided to shut itself off. So if we're in a slightly different position, that's why. I was about to say that New Year's Eve and Christmas Day, spending those in the parks was amazing. New Year's Eve is something I'll never forget. That was just phenomenal.
It was a good day, that was.
Oh, we got there at 7 o'clock in the morning, and we didn't actually leave until 4 a.m. the next morning. So that was one long day, but that was brilliant. The atmosphere was amazing, and obviously we were with my mum and dad and the girls, so it's a cherished memory, definitely. What about you?
Well, yeah, pretty much the same as I was there as well.
Have you got anything extra that sticks out?
Yeah, I think the early ones are probably maybe a little bit more prominent than all the others, even though they've always been good. Simply because all of us being there together.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Yeah.
Another memory that I just thought about for Walt Disney World was my birthday, and it was the first time we'd gone with my parents for Christmas. My birthday's 4 days before Christmas. Both our girls, myself and my mum were all December girls. Somebody had told us that they have, I think it used to be called something like the Jungle Jamming Parade, maybe, and that they pick a family to go on the floats. And somebody told us about that before we went, and I did a bit of research, and so we went to ask, and I sort of explained it was my birthday and it was the girls and my mum and whatever. And anyway, long story short, we got picked. Mum decided she wasn't going to go on it. She stayed with Dad and with Gary in the crowd, and the girls and I got picked to go on a float, and if I can find a photo of it I will insert it. Yeah, we got to, it was brilliant. They gave us, we had like a safari vest thing on, and we sat up there and we were told to wave to everybody, and we were up on this float going round looking at all the crowds, and they gave us each a disposable camera so we could take pictures. This is obviously in the days before we were just saying that we haven't got many photographs and stuff from those trips, and that's because we didn't have your phone cameras and your videos and everything accessible like you do now. And you know, you used to have to send your films away to be developed. It was back in the day. So yeah, they gave us,
waiting for them to turn up.
Yeah, and finding out they were all rubbish, and you'd taken 27 pictures of the floor or something.
Print, triple print.
Yeah.
3 sets of prints for the price of one.
Yeah. Yeah, anyway, yeah, we a bonus print. Anyway, yeah. We used to send them away, but yeah, so they gave us a disposable camera to take photographs, and you know what? To this day, I don't think we've actually had that developed. So I might see if I can find that and send that off. I know Dad took a couple of photos of us on the float as we came past, but that was an amazing experience. So yeah, that's a good memory, a good birthday memory for me.
Yeah.
So yeah. Have you learnt anything new about each other during this lockdown? Although if you asked us this, I doubt either of us would say anything good. What have I learnt? Gary gets bored easily. I know that anyway. He's not one to sit still, but by goodness, he really does get bored easily. You have to keep him occupied. And I've also learned that when Gary does get bored, he eats a lot. A lot. I've also learned that it doesn't matter what time of the day we put a film on, Gary will sleep through it. Doesn't matter what time of the day. I used to think it's because we put films on in the evening you could never make a whole film, but actually we've had a couple of afternoons where it's been grotty weather or it's just been too hot to be outside, and we've sat down to watch a film, and literally within half an hour he is asleep. So
yeah, it's quite frustrating. Not every time though.
Yeah.
I've been awake through some films.
Not many. I have to keep waking you up. Have you learnt anything about me?
Huh? I don't know really. I don't think I've learnt anything new. Maybe it's just been a chance to, you know, with all this, you know, whatever.
All this what? Where are you going with this? I'm worried because I don't know what the answer is.
No, I think with all this lockdown business, what's been going on at the moment, it's sort of slowed things down a bit, isn't it? So we've had time to stop and stare, haven't we? Which you don't normally do. And
where's this going? I'm not sure.
No, I think it's just I haven't learned anything new about you that I didn't already know. But maybe it's just reminded me of how caring and considerate you are. What an amazing person you are. No, I do mean
You're
that.
being sarcastic now.
No, I do mean that. Yeah, I know. No, everything sounds sarcastic when I say it.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
But yeah, I think we've done all right actually.
I think after...
We're still here. We haven't killed each other yet, so...
Not yet. How many years we've been together?
A few.
38? Yeah, after that long, I think you know most things about each other. And to be fair, we have actually over our lifetime spent quite a lot of time, you know, we've spent considerable periods of time together. We've not had sort of jobs where we've had a lot of time apart and you've always done shift work, so there's always been sort of elements of you being around like daytimes and things like that.
Yeah, different days, different times of the days.
Yeah, so I think generally we get on okay. We tolerate each other.
Yeah.
No, I think the thing with us is we do have our moments like everybody does, but we don't tend to hold on to it. We kind of have a bit of a shouting match, like we'll moan at each other about something and it'll be, do you want a cup of tea? Yeah, okay. And then we carry on because there's no point holding on to it. So, but I have learned Gary can eat a lot more than I thought he could. Continually.
Well, just having access to food, isn't it? If it's not there, you can't eat it. If it is there, pretty much.
So, thank you for that, V and Steve. That's a lot of really good questions there. Right, Mel J. So Mel J has asked, what YouTubers do you like to watch? Now, I was going to sit down and try and make a list of this, but I forgot. So, off the top of my head, it's hard to pick out individual channels because there are so many, and there really are. And we tend to go through phases where we'll binge watch somebody, and then we'll like watch somebody else, or sometimes we'll flit in and out of different ones.
I just tend to try and find. I don't know. It's difficult, really. I mean, at the moment, obviously, anything that there's a lot of people putting stuff up from Walt Disney World, some Paris stuff. It's nice to get it's almost like
sort of from their last trips.
It's nice to sort of go back into the parks via their vlogs for a little while, and also like current stuff as well. If people are doing current stuff or they're live streaming, I tend to watch those as well because I like to see what's actually going on now.
But I think obviously we watch all our friends that we've met. But yeah, I have to say one thing we don't tend to do very much now is watch all the big vloggers as such. Just because I think with some of them we feel that once they get too kind of famous that they lose something. It loses that spontaneity and that spark sometimes. So we like to watch people who are kind of not starting out, but kind of like the smaller channels. We like to support the smaller channels because there's always a bit more, I don't know, realism to it, I suppose. I don't know.
I just like to watch people that are
fun to watch,
quite lively and fun to watch, and also people that are fortunate enough to get access to the parks quite frequently, because obviously that way you do get to see things quite fresh. Yeah, so right, what else has Mel asked us? Where are we? Which park is your favourite in Florida? Well, I have to say... we finished this one. Sorry? I thought we finished all this, obviously I haven't finished that question. Oh, he hasn't put hardly anything. It's on the first bit. He's only done the first one. Oh no. I'll have to ad-lib this then. Yeah, so, favourite Walt Disney World park. Well, I've actually put here, it's like choosing your favourite child. You can't. How can you choose your favourite park? Each park has something special about it. Each park has a special memory for us. Each park has a special area or place or thing about it that makes it unique, and so I'm really sorry, but I can't choose one. I tried really hard, and then I thought, Charlie, if you, I don't know, you feel like I look forward to going to all of those parks equally as much. They all have their own uniqueness. I think if I picked one, I'd almost be doing all the others a bit of an injustice, because they're all unique, and they've all got something completely different to offer. Yeah, so I'm really sorry, Mel, but I can't choose. I'm sorry. The lot, basically. Yeah, all of them. Yep. Right. Have you stayed in any Walt Disney World resorts? And if so, what did you think? We have stayed in one. It was the All Stars Music. And we did not have a good experience. It is quite a few years ago, I have to say. Yeah. We'd always gone with my family, and we'd always booked a villa. And we decided that as it was our youngest daughter's birthday, it was her 11th birthday, that we would actually go and stay in a Disney hotel for the first week. We were actually fortunate enough to go for 3 weeks. So we were going to go for the first week to a Disney hotel, and then the next 2 weeks we were moving on to a villa. So we just booked, I know it's a basic hotel, I know it's one of the budget ones, but we booked that,
thinking we'd have that sort of magical Disney thing. And they knew it was her birthday, we'd explained it all and everything. And we arrived the night before her birthday. And we went to reception and there was a problem and they lost our booking, and then they found our booking, and then they'd sorted out the rooms and they gave us our keys, and we drove all the way. It was one of the furthest buildings away. We drove all the way. The lift wasn't working. We were on the 2nd or 3rd floor or whatever, but the lift wasn't working, so we had to lug all the cases up. Got there, room key didn't work. So we had to drive all the way back to reception, left mum and dad and the girls sitting on the suitcases, drove all the way back to reception, had to queue up again, got to reception. They gave us more room keys. We went back, went into the room, and it wasn't the room that we'd actually booked. It wasn't big enough.
Well, the configuration was...
Yeah, it was wrong.
Wasn't what we asked for and what they told us we were going to get as well.
Yeah, so we then had to drive all the way back to reception and explain to them, and they said, okay then, we're really sorry about that. They looked at the booking and they said, oh yeah, sorry, you should have had a larger room, you should have had this bed, you should have had that bed. They gave us keys for another room, and they said, well, so we had to lug all the cases down the stairs again and then drive along, put them in the car, drive along to the next block. Went all the way, but by now the girls were shattered, and we'd been like obviously a long flight and we were exhausted, and it was hot, and yeah, we got into that one. It was exactly the same as the room we just left. So we ended up making do for the night because we were so shattered that we just said, right, everyone just have to share beds and do whatever for tonight. So we did that, and it was dreadful because the wallpaper was peeling off the wall, and they had an aircon unit that was hanging down slightly and was just banging all night. Do you remember that? It was and we couldn't sleep. It was just, and we couldn't turn it off.
And it was aimed directly at the bed as well.
Yeah, and we couldn't turn it off. We didn't know what it was. Oh, it was just enough.
So, yeah, really bad.
The next morning we went down to complain, and they said, we're really sorry, we haven't got anywhere else to put you. So we were actually with Virgin then, and we went to the Virgin rep. We went to Ragland Road, I remember, and which was downtown Disney then. And we spoke to the rep and we explained to her, and it was actually Abigail's birthday that day. And we said, you know, this was supposed to be, we're supposed to be going to for a nice breakfast. We've got lunch booked at Crystal Palace, and we're going to miss it at this rate. You know, we haven't even managed to get in the park yet, and we've been here since yesterday late evening. And she was really good, the rep, and she said, right, I'm really sorry. She said, we've been having a lot of trouble with the hotels at the moment, and this is going back obviously about 14 years now. But she upgraded our villa to one of the real deluxe ones. We ended up with a 5-bedroomed villa with a games room and everything, and said, would you like to go there now? And Disney, as compensation, gave us Disney dollars. And they gave us, basically, because we'd paid for the girls as well, hadn't we? We'd sort of paid adult prices or whatever. I can't remember why or what that happened, but we'd ended up paying adult prices for the girls for some reason. Can't remember, but they ended up refunding us a whole night's money of hotel room prices in Disney dollars. So we had a lot of extra spending money. So that's our only experience of staying on site, and that obviously wasn't a good one. But I know things have changed since then, and I know that, you know, we'd probably find it much better now. But
yeah, but I mean that's not the reason why we don't.
No.
Why we don't stay on site. The reason we don't stay on site is like we just said. It's mainly because of the cash and the flexibility. But.
Yeah. So that's that one. We are big DLP fans. Have been to Florida but not keen on flying. What's your favourite thing to do there? I had trouble with this because there are so many things to do there, and there are so many things I like doing there. I haven't got a favourite. There's just lots of things we always do. Like Gary likes to go and have a croque monsieur. We always try and go and have a drink in Cafe Fantasia, which is in the Disneyland Hotel. That's a nice place to sort of go and chill out. We always sort of go on Pirates. It's nice to walk around Adventure Island, or Adventure Isle rather. I love going in the castle. and going up the top and just looking out across and
Oh yeah,
stained glass.
Castle. I mean, Castle, it is. I think it's far better than the Florida one, without a shadow of a doubt.
It is a
I
beautiful
think
castle.
just the fact you can actually access more of it as well.
Yeah.
And plus you could go down to the dungeon, see the dragon.
See the dragon.
Which is quite impressive.
Yeah.
It's,
I mean, there's so many things we love doing there. In the studios, you know, we like going to see in the shows and things that are on there. We love going into Plaza de Remy, which is just it is very French, isn't it? It's beautiful in there.
Yeah, that whole area is really, really good.
Yeah, we like doing the Ratatouille ride and everything. Bistro Chez Remy, we like going in there. Yeah, I mean, we just like it there. There's lots of things, so I can't say we've got a favourite thing or something, you know, that would stand out above the rest. I think
it's a great park.
everything is lovely there. So yeah.
It's nice and easy to get to as well.
Right. So thank you very much for that, Mel. And we now go on to F&S Disney Adventures. Good old Fiona and Scott. Here's a question for Dawn. How have you kept your sanity having to put up with Gary for all of these years? A lot of patience. Yep. Practice. No, he's all right. I'm just used to him. He's not a bad old stick, really.
Just an acquired taste.
Yeah, something like that. No, he's actually he's not bad. He's
very hairy at the moment.
Yeah, he needs a haircut.
Yeah,
I've done his fringe.
Just his lockdown hair.
Yeah.
Gradually, slowly disappearing underneath it all.
Yeah, it's starting to look like his sister now.
Yeah, Dawn cut the fringe because that was really starting to irritate me. That was down here somewhere, but
no, he's a good old stick. He's somebody I can always trust and always rely on, and it's always there if you're ever in a difficult situation.
You can always find me in the kitchen.
Yeah, I always know where he is, by the fridge. Yeah, or the cupboards. Eating all the goodies that I bought for me. Yeah. So, right, and if you could visit any theme park in the world, what would it be and why? Well, mine would be Disneyland California, because I'd like to go to where Walt obviously actually has been. That would be one thing. I'd just like to experience the original park. That would be, and from vlogs and things we've seen, like the Cars Land, that looks brilliant, Pixar Pier and everything. And I just think it would be nice to be in California, really. And I'd like to sort of do that, so I could do kind of there and Hollywood and do all those touristy bits, maybe go down to the beach, sort of, you know. So yeah, California would be my one, Disneyland California.
Yeah.
You're copying me again.
Well, I've done Paris.
But it doesn't say Disney, it says any theme park in the world.
Oh, any theme park, yeah. Yeah, it probably would be the same, yeah. Yeah, it probably would be California. I'd like to go there. See that one. Seems quite appealing.
I must confess that had been sort of our discussions were Walt Disney World this year, and on our list was, could we do California next year? Yeah. Obviously now we're not doing anything this year. We can't possibly do two in 1 year because we could do Disneyland Paris.
The other ones look quite good, but I couldn't be stuck on a plane for that long.
Well, California's quite a way.
California would be bad enough,
but we were thinking we could do a trip, because I want to go to New York. So we were thinking a trip to New York to sort of break the journey up a bit, and then New York onto. But who knows? Who knows where we'll go and what we'll do? But thank you for that, Fiona and Scott. So last question is from Bev Tickner, and she put, "This is a question for Gary, not Disney related. How many times have you been told you look like Cain Dingle?" Now I have to confess, we didn't have a clue who Cain Dingle was, so we actually had to go and look it up. We don't really watch soaps, so we didn't know. What did we say it was from? Emmerdale, was it in the end?
Yeah, I think so.
I can't remember. I think it was Emmerdale.
Your dad knew him.
Or Emmerdale, as you call it.
Emmerdale. Yeah, so we say it.
Yes, so we don't really watch soaps. and so we didn't know, but we looked it up, and yeah, we could see there's a little bit of a resemblance there, maybe in his younger years, but yeah, so we didn't have a clue, and Gary's never been called that. However,
I've been called lots of.
He's been
I've
called-
been called lots of things.
yeah,
But not you, Dingle.
no, Cain Dingle. No, he's often been told he looks like one of the Gallagher brothers from Oasis. Who else is it?
I suppose years ago, when my hair was a bit shorter, a lot shorter. I kept getting Al Pacino all the time.
Yeah,
I even had that in America. A couple of people in America come up to me and asked me that.
yeah.
But
He said, yeah. You look like... Who else? You've had other people as well, haven't you? He's just got one of those faces.
can't remember now. Yeah, people have said, "Oh, you look like this person and that person," and most of them haven't got a clue who they are. But,
But no. So thank you for that, Bev. But
thanks for that. But never heard of him. Your dad knew who he was.
he did
Maybe
indeed,
your
because he
dad said,
watches
"Oh,
Emmerdale.
He's the bad boy from Emmerdale."
Yeah.
Something like that. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know, something like that. But yeah, no, we didn't know. But yeah, thanks for that.
Clearly, you do.
Right, so that brings us to the end of our questions and answers. So thank you very much to everybody who made the effort to send us some questions there to ask.
Yeah.
Got us thinking.
Kept me awake.
Yeah. Gary panics when he gets questions. He's like, oh God. It's like when we do tags. He's like, oh, he treats it almost like an exam at school. You know, he's like, oh God. And he has to have them on a bit of paper written down. He has to sit on his own and fill his answers in. Takes it all very seriously. So, but yeah, no, thank you very much. So, thank you very much for watching, enduring as ever. Sorry, I think this is going to be a bit of a long vlog. So if you've made it to the end here, well done. Not easy watching.
So that was good fun, isn't it, really?
Yeah. So if you can think of any other ideas or anything else you'd like us to do in a vlog or a video whilst we're here in lockdown, then do shout, let us know. We're still thinking of live streaming. Emma and John, You're Welcome, did a live stream recently, and they used one of the streaming apps, and Emma has very kindly offered to talk me through how to do it if we want to do one before we've got our 1,000 subscribers. So Gary's really keen to do this. I'm really panicking.
Well, yeah, as long as you've got something good to talk about.
Yeah.
So it's just chit chat, isn't it, really?
Yeah. So if you can think of something you'd like us to talk about on a live stream, and you'd like us to do a live stream, let us know, and we'll see what we can do. See what we can sort out. So
Yeah.
don't forget, if you've enjoyed what you've seen, hit the thumbs up, the like button, whatever it's called. If you're not subscribed,
Give that thumbs up.
yep, that's the one. If you're not subscribed and you feel that you'd like to see more of us, which you probably won't, but then please press that subscribe button. And don't forget also that notification bell, because we are very random with when we upload, and that way we're not organised enough to be like most people and say we're uploading every Tuesday and Sunday or Wednesday and Friday, or so
Yeah, not quite that impressive.
no. So if you press that notification bell, then you will be notified every time we upload something and you won't miss out. Unless of course you want to miss out, in which case don't press it. Anyway, stay safe everybody, and remember to be kind to each other, look after each other, and we'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.